Today is Monday, September 21st, and today we're going to talk about defining equivalent ratios. And if you'll let me remind you quickly, that equivalent means equal, ratios that have the same value. Okay, so if you'll pause the video for a moment and write down your learning targets. If I have a ratio, I can create a new ratio that is equivalent to it. And if I have two ratios, I can decide whether they are equivalent to each other. Okay. And I decided to skip the number talk for today. We're just going to go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so here's a recipe for a tuna casserole. I don't know why we didn't pick a better recipe like spaghetti and meatball casserole or something. But tuna casserole, which I happen to like, but I know it's probably not on the top of the taste bud list for sixth graders. But in order to make this tuna casserole, we're going to have 3 cups of elbow-shaped pasta, 6 ounces of tuna, a 10-ounce can of cream of chicken soup, a cup of shredded cheese, and 1.5 cups of French fried onions. Okay, so here's our task. We're going to combine the pasta tuna soup and half the cheese and transfer it to a 9-inch by 18-inch baking dish and put the remaining cheese on top and bake for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. During the last 5 minutes, we're going to add the French fried onions and then let it sit for 10 minutes before we serve it. Okay, so the question is, what is the ratio of the ounces of soup? Let's go back to our recipe. Ounces of soup. How much soup? 10 ounces. 2 cups of shredded cheese. Cups of shredded cheese, 1 cup. To the cups of pasta. So that ratio is going to be 10 to 1 to 3, right? Soup to cheese to pasta, okay? Now, how much of each of these would be needed to make twice the amount of casserole? And we talked a couple of days ago about doubling a recipe. So what's 10 times 2? Well, 20. And what's 1 times 2? 2. And 3 times 2 is 6. So we would need 20 ounces of soup, and I could have done this better, 2 cups of cheese, and 6 cups of pasta. Okay? And pause the video at any time if I get to going too fast. Okay? Half the amount of the casserole. Well, we're going to take each of these numbers and cut them in half. What's half of 10? 5 ounces of soup. What's half of 1? Well, half of 1 is 1/2. So 1/2 cup of cheese and half of 3 and 1 1/2 cups of pasta. Okay, you get the idea. Now, 5 times the amount of casserole. Let's say we're having a big old Sunday dinner and all the family's coming over. 5 times the amount. Well, 10 times 5 is 50 ounces of soup. 1 times 5 is 5. So 5 cups of cheese. And 3 times 5 is 15. 15 cups of pasta. Okay? We multiplied everything by 5. This time we're looking at 1/5 the amount. So this time we're going to have to divide everything by 5. 10 divided by 5. That's going to be 2 ounces of soup. 1 divided by 5 is 1/5 cup of cheese. And 3 divided by 5 is 3/5 cups of pasta. All right? So, what is the ratio of cups of pasta to ounces of tuna? Cups of pasta. Let's go back to our recipe. How much pasta? 3 cups of pasta to ounces of tuna. How much tuna? 6 ounces. My ratio is 3 to 6. Now, we're going to flip things around a little bit. How many batches of casserole would you make if you used the following amounts of ingredients? 9 cups of pasta. Well, 1 serving was 3 cups, right? So what's 9 divided by 3? Well, 9 divided by 3 is 3. Let's see if it works for the tuna. 18. 18 divided by 6, that's also 3. So this would be 3 batches. And if you drew your picture, if you flip this around, okay, let's talk about the pasta. Pasta, 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 right? This says we have 9 cups. This is 1 batch. I strongly encourage you to draw a picture with these problems. This is another batch of pasta. So this is 2 batches. How many cups of pasta do you see? Well, you see 6. So if I added another set, pasta, 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 I'd have 9. That gives me 3 batches. Okay? 36 ounces of tuna. Well, I've already got 9. I'm just going to flip it around. 36 divided by 3 is, 36 ounces of tuna. Tunas are 6. So 36 divided by 6, I think is going to be 6 batches. 18 cups of pasta. 18 divided by 3 is still 6. So this is going to give us 6 batches. Okay? 1 cup of pasta. 1 cup of pasta. 1 divided by 3, this is going to give us 1/3 of a batch, right? And 2 6ths, which is equivalent. Yes? Yes. Okay? So that's going to be 1/3 of a batch. Okay? All right. So here's my fancy page. I felt like we needed to go through it together though, so you can go back and double check these. Okay. All right. So your cool down for today, and this is going to be completed on the link on today's Canvas page like they have been for the last several days. Write another ratio that is equivalent to 4 to 6. Okay? You just have to write another ratio that's equivalent to 4 to 6. How do you know that your new ratio is equivalent to 4 to 6? Explain or show your reasoning. Again, my suggestion is to draw a picture. Draw a picture. Okay? And please continue working on R1 and R5 in IXL. All right, thanks. Have a good day.